We need to know before you've exercised that decision that you've thought about it well and that you've embraced the spirit of excellence in which we would expect you to exercise your delegated authority.
Speaking about developing leadership capacity, then, so sometimes people are confused how to be a leader in outrage or crisis. Should I be stoic? Should I be optimistic? Should I show vulnerability? Should it be all of the above elements? It's confusing for people, isn't it?
It is, of course. And I mean, the first and most important thing is first be yourself, right? And to say, okay, you don't want to force yourself into a scenario where you feel like you're responding unnaturally in this context. It's also important, as you're being yourself, to be self aware, where for situations where that's unhelpful, and say, okay, therefore, how do I aspire to be a better version of myself? How do I change who I am so that I can be more effective in this scenario? So it's both of those things. It's that tension that you're always navigating in a personal development capacity. Now, as you think about what's needed in this age of outrage, in leadership in this age of outrage, one of the messages in the book is, no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to solve the whole problem in front of you. And another key message of the book is no matter what you do, you're going to be experienced as part of the problem, part of the age of outrage, or the cause of the age of outrage. So, having a sense of what are the problems you can control and what are the problems you cannot control is really important. And this is why, when I asked a number of the leaders that we profiled in the book who have successfully navigated their organizations through this context, what was their favorite philosophy? They Many of them sort of pointed to Stoicism. Now, Stoicism is interesting in that it tends to have a bad rap. I mean, people think of Stoicism as sort of almost somehow disengaged from emotions, emotionally unintelligent. But that's not what Stoicism is at all. Stoicism is the capacity to control your emotions so that you say, well, there are things that are going to happen to me, and there are things that are going to happen in my life that are well beyond my control. And so for me to get worked up about those things is not a very good use of my mental faculties and energy and so forth. But there are things that are going to happen to me that are under my control. And so that's what I need to focus on. So Stoicism helps you separate the things that are under your control and the things that are not under your control. And it focuses your energies to improve on the things that are under your control. The other thing Stoicism really encourages you to do is to be careful about what you say, what in the literature is called a dialectical sophistication, right? And that's useful because what you say or what you don't say in the age of outrage will be used against you. So having that dialectical sophistication is also a useful tool in not being misunderstood in the context of everything that's happening.
And just on those points about being vulnerable,